Good night and welcome to another review of The Shield Dude in the Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight I'm doing a special review. This is a review by request. One of my subscribers asked me a week ago if I could review an album, and I said, sure, I'll listen to it, I'll review it, and the album that I'm going to talk about tonight is Arjen Anthony Lucassen's Star One. This is his third album. He's a member of Arjen, and with this band, he experiments more different styles of what he does in his other band. And this album, Rebel in Time, has 11 songs. And what's interesting about this project is that all 11 songs have 11 different singers. So every song you're gonna hear someone different, and surprisingly, it makes for a very cohesive album, even though it has so many singers on it. It really ties everything together. So Rebel in Time is kind of a concept album. It's all the songs are based on movies, especially on sci-fi movies that are more in tune with time travel or the manipulation of time, if you will. So all the songs, have this running theme, and every song is dedicated to a movie or a show. For example, the album opens with Fate of Man, and that's inspired by the Terminator. So it's it's kind of cheesy, but very fun. And this album is it has a lot of prog, it has a lot of hard rock, and it has a lot of power metal. Basically, if I had to describe this album in a nutshell, it would be a prog fan's wet dream, because that's what it is. You have all these singers. If I have to name singers that are on this, Russell Allen from Symphony X, you have Roy Khan from Camelot, you have Floor Jansen, who's now with Nightwish, and many more. And also Jeff Soto, who's in Sons of Apollo, is on this album. So it's a who's who of prog and hard rock, who blend their vocals and lend their vocals to this project. And surprisingly, like I said, it works. This is something that it takes me out of my comfort level. I'm not huge on power metal, but this album feels like a rock opera almost, because it's very over the top. It's very dramatic at times. There's a song called Prescient, and on that song there's male vocals and there's female vocals, and there's part of that song that kind of reminded me of Meatloaf. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that, because it's that type of he's singing, the woman singing, and it's really over the top and dramatic, but really fun at the same time. And then you have a song called Back from the Past that is pure 80s, and that song in particular is inspired by Back to the Future. And when I was listening to that song, I got vibes from like the Final Countdown, also Eye of the Tiger. It was like that type of vibes, especially how Jeff Soto, who's the singer for that song, delivers the vocal performance. It sounded like a song that I would listen to like a movie, like that would have been perfect for like a movie, it would have fit perfect in Back to the Future, and it would have been perfect in a movie like Rocky, because it's that type of vibe that song has. And the album does not only have great vocalists on it, it has some other guest musicians on it. For example, in The Lost Children of the Universe, which is the last song on the album, it's one of the longest. It's like a 10-minute song. There's parts on that song that has a 3-minute, yes, you heard right, a 3-minute guitar solo by the legendary Steve Vai. And that's an amazing solo. And of course, Steve Vai had to be on the ending of that album. Roy Khan sings on that song, and it's a great song. There's so many great songs on this album, but I don't have to mention all of them. But yes, the movies that the Terminator, Donnie Darko. There's even a song inspired by Groundhog Day, which is not really sci-fi, but there's that time travel, time manipulation theme that goes with it. And The music was all composed by Arjen, Lucassen. I think there's only one song that he worked on with someone else, and it's an album that you can't take it in one listen. This is an album that you have to take your time, really listen to it on repeat listens. There's no way someone can review this album on one listen alone. It's a 66-minute opus. It's long. There's a lot to take into. There's songs that Fisher sings. There's so many guitar solos, 80s style, power metal, prog, you name it. There's so much going on in this album that it can feel jarring when you listen to it the first time. So you really have to sit down and take it slowly. It's even an album that I would say that you can listen to a first half, take a break, and then listen to the second half. So that would be like my only critique, that it's not an album, it's not an easy listening album. You really have to be in the mood to listen to this, because like I said, it's kind of like a space rock opera, if you will. There's metal elements, but this is more rooted in rock, hard rock, and power metal. At least that's what I felt when I was listening to this album. But overall, if you love prog metal, rock, and if you love power metal, and if you like singing, like great singing, this album will be your cup of tea and you will enjoy it. So I don't think anyone should sleep on this album. You need to give it a chance, because it's a very unique experience. And in the past, what the band did is they worked with 4 vocalists, but for this time, with all the COVID restrictions, they did it that way, and they brought one singer for each song, which it's very interesting indeed, and also impressive that they were able to pull it off, like I said previously, and have it sound like a cohesive experience. So I think this is an album that you definitely need to check out. So I want to thank the subscriber for making me listen to this, because I enjoyed it at the end of the day. So don't forget to subscribe. Give me a like if you like what you're seeing. Let's comment. Have you listened to this album? What did you think of it? Did you think that it was worth the time of day? So what do you want me to review next? If you want me to do more review by request, comment, and I will check it out, and I will try to review it as best as I can. So basically, you need to listen to this if you're a prog lover. So next week I have more interviews coming, probably more album reviews. And until next time, this is Hector, the Shield doing the couch, and I'll see you here, right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.